Authorized Biography of a Yogi by Katia Mossin. Chapter Past Lives Mahadev. According to Hindu beliefs, shaving a baby's first hair is an important ritual. It is almost mandatory. The tonsering, or mundan ceremony, is one of the 16 purification rituals known as Shodasha Samskara. The ritual is believed to rid the baby of any negativity from the past life while promoting mental and spiritual development. A hair baby is born with is believed to carry karmic memories, and it is better to remove it soon. Unless it's cut off, the child might not accept his new parents. The persistent recollection of strange places, names, or events by small kids is usually taken as a remembrance of the past life. Sometimes, these glimpses are troubling and need to be cured. By putting a child on a potter's wheel and rotating it counterclockwise 7 or 11 times, the memories of previous lives are believed to be erased. All experiences of embodiments, along with attachments, pains, longings, and mental imprints, would not have a halting effect on the development of the soul in the present lifetime. His mundan ceremony took place when he was 3 or 4 months old, not too early or too late. He showed no troubling signs of carryover connections with the past. However, from age 5, he kept repeating 2 words or names, and no one knew what they meant: Bartoli and Martoli. Playing with dogs, he would assign these names to them. The words were abracadabra codes, magic mantras from the past or the future. There were some small villages in Gujarat, Odisha, and Uttarakhand with similar names, but no one was planning to look for any clues or investigate possible links. Around the same age, he began to claim that he would write several books when he grew up, but he could not tell what these books would be about. Perhaps some comics, as he could not imagine himself to be interested in a different type of literature. He also stated that he would live in a huge palatial palace surrounded by a compound wall. There would be 3 buildings and a big pond, and there would be people, many people. For the next 3 or 4 years, whenever there was a family gathering, he would not tell anyone eager to listen about the future palaces. No, he did not talk about becoming a king. He already was the rightful owner of this place. He could not tell where exactly the palace would be located or why visitors would come to him, but his confidence was unshakable. Adults would smile, amused by the child's imagination, and of course no one took it seriously, but he was adamant. The pieces of the mosaic of the future were so real that he did not deem it worthy to prove the obvious facts. Sometimes, some very respected sadhus visited his uncle, an Ayurvedic doctor. Occasionally, he would accompany his uncle to see them. The sadhus smoked chillam, not tobacco or cannabis, but some type of Ayurvedic herbs. Once, he was handed the pipe to clean. He was 8 or 9 and held a chillam for the first time. The smooth ceramic surface of the pipe fitted the palm so naturally as if he had held it many times before. A strange sensation overcame him. An almost physical tingling from within whispered, "Yes, it was part of your life, remember?" And then there was the effect of fire. From a very early age, whenever he would sit in front of it, something would click, and his mind would become blank. Focused only on the rapid movement of the flames, its dance was in perfect harmony with the involuntary movements of his half-closed eyes, and this trance could last for hours. There was nothing unique about it. Every human comes from the ancient tribes of gatherers and hunters, hypnotized by the power of the one of the oldest gods, fire. Still, the script of every life is written long before the birth of the body. Subconsciously and consciously, he was aware of the future path of what he was, but there were no words to express it. Besides, sharing these emotions and thoughts would make him feel vulnerable and exposed. By age 10, he had to stop mentioning the palaces, visitors, and future books. It was too intimate. In July of 1971, turned 14. That summer, the family traveled to the Himalayas. His elder brother's wife was a princess of Jamnagar, and her family owned a beautiful Devaldar estate near Bageshwar, where they were all invited. Crowned by two beautiful peaks, Trishul and Nandi Devi, the breathtaking Himalayan range was in clear view for miles. The upper terrace of the large house stood on nearly 300 acres of apple gardens, an idyllic panorama framed by the distant backdrop of the snowy peaks. He used to climb to the top tier of the fruit warehouse and absorb the stunning views for hours. In the mornings, the Himalayas would turn golden, and at dusk, the mountains would be dipped in the reddish gold, liquid amber of the sunset. It was the most fantastic show he had ever seen. The time on this day was magical, albeit uneventful, and passed fast. The family was preparing to return to Gwalior, and he was already feeling nostalgic. One day, he went to the terrace in the afternoon. Accustomed by the majestic forms of the mountains, he habitually looked up and suddenly understood that he was looking at Lord Shiva. With one foot on Nandi Devi Peak, Mahadev was trampling the Trishul mountain with another. He closed his eyelids tightly and shook his head. When he opened his eyes again, the tangled hair locks of Shiva's yata were flowing across the sky, flame-like. Mahadev's hips were girdled with white tiger skin, and the garlands of skulls on his neck slightly shifted from the movement of his right hand. Clutching a golden trident, Mahadev looked straight at him. The deity's third eye was closed. The vision had the strangest effect. He felt as if something pulled him towards Shiva, and he was about to reach the peaks where the Lord of the universe stood. Then the sensation passed. Was it just imagination? It was hard to tell. He felt unsettled and agitated, as if something had to be done immediately, but there was no other choice than to get into the car and return to mundane life. 3 months later, the apparition repeated. He came home from school, absent-mindedly ate lunch, and reclined on the bed in his room with a new comic. Lazily flipping the pages, he suddenly had the same vivid vision, lasting for a minute or so. He sat up in the bed, quite sure that he needed to return to Bageshwar immediately, and that Shiva was waiting for him. But of course, it was impossible to explain anything to adults, and the initial impulse was suppressed. As the future events showed, he did not need to aspire to be at the feet of Mahadev. 25 years later, the destroyer would visit him personally. The Lord of the universe would be wearing the elephant skin, his third eye would be half open, and the sweat of the deity's heated body would touch his own skin, leaving a permanent, albeit invisible, mark.